An 80-year-old man, Henry, won a $60 million lottery. The next second, however, it cost him his life. No one could have imagined the curse this lottery would bring. When the caregiver rushed in, the old man was already dead. Seeing the lottery ticket in his hand, the three caregivers present couldn't agree on what to do. The younger caregivers, Maddie and Ella, wanted to split the money evenly, but the third caregiver, an older woman, was more principled. She believed that taking what wasn't hers was wrong. As the three argued, the door suddenly opened. It was the nursing home director and male caregiver Joel. The young caregivers handed the ticket to the director. Just as everyone thought the scene was over, the director, upon seeing the amount, counted the people in the room and decided to split it among them. The older caregiver still insisted they shouldn't take the dead man's money, but the others knelt and begged her to reconsider. Finally, she agreed. The five of them went to claim the prize and started their new lives. But no one could have predicted the disaster that was about to unfold. Several years later, the older caregiver was living the life of the rich. Then, she heard a shocking piece of news. The director, who had shared the money with them, was killed by a yacht that appeared out of nowhere. The person driving the yacht was named Henry, the exact same name as the man who had died at the nursing home. Ella, one of the caregivers, believed this was the curse of the lottery. But the older caregiver tried to calm her down, saying it was probably just a coincidence. But in the next moment, Ella pulled off her wig. It turned out she was in the late stages of cancer. Everyone was stunned. A few days later, they received the news that Ella had died of cancer in the hospital. What was even more chilling was that the hospital was located on a road named Henry Avenue. Male caregiver Joel felt they were truly cursed. He planned to go to the police and return the money to Henry's family. The older caregiver, however, desperately persuaded him against it. Having experienced the life of a wealthy woman, she didn't want to go back to her old life. During the argument, Joel fell down the stairs and died. Oddly, a food truck was parked at the bottom, with the words Henry's Restaurant written on it. The sight terrified Maddie. Then the older caregiver suddenly knelt and asked Maddie to help her handle the body and return the lottery money. Maddie agreed. The two of them put the body into the car and drove it to a cliff, making it look like a drunk driving accident. But just as they were about to push the car off, the older caregiver locked the car door. Maddie shouted from inside the car, but without hesitation, the older caregiver pushed the car over the cliff. She sighed with relief, thinking everything was finally over. But as she started the car to head home, a screw fell off the car. It seemed that taking what didn't belong to her would eventually come with a price.